Hello, this is your personal reading for the full moon in Sagittarius on June 17th, 2019. This 5-card spread that I created really is about all things Sagittarius, which is about our truth, it's about our expansion, it's about our growth, it's about our spiritual vision, our philosophy. We also have Jupiter aligned with Sagittarius as well, so this is a very expansive, a lot of growth is happening right now. And so we are being called to rise above and to become the greatest that we can be, and we are seeing that aspect of ourselves and what we can achieve, and we are getting glimpses of our future and what's to come. So the first card is speaking our highest truth and power. Now, we got the death card, which is not a bad card. It does not mean physical death. It can, but it is really about endings, new beginnings, earth, fertile soil, and the acknowledgement of the passages of time and how things are all in a cycle and everything ends, and being able to take those endings and make new beginnings. I'm sensing that there has been a lot of painful endings in your life. Maybe someone that you were close to who passed away when you were young, or like maybe in 4th grade or 3rd grade. That's just something I'm picking up. So if that doesn't resonate with you, that's just what first came to mind. But you also have this ability to, if you have had this person pass, or maybe it was a family member or someone close to you, but from a young age you understood that there is the other world, and you can see that other world and speak to it and become one with it. And it seems like you may have either neglected that gift, or turned it off, or kind of had it beaten out of you, perhaps in your college age years or high school age years, because you're also a very smart person and someone who really questions everything. But you've definitely done a good job in your adult life of really opening yourself up, and that you have a special gift with being able to communicate with the dead and your guides and your spirit guides, but also your ability to move past traumatic experiences. Life isn't easy. I definitely can tell that you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of changes, and when you were faced with great change, you didn't it's not like you cried about it and wallowed in it, and you were able to take it and say, yes, this is what has happened. I am strong and I'm able to rebuild. I am able to grow from this. And just as people die, people are also born. Just as things leave, things come into place as well. It's also important to know that we only have so much energy and time and frequency that we can emit. And so we have to be careful of what we're filling our vessel with, because there's only so much that we can fill our vessel with. So in order to make room for more, you also have to let go of the past. And that's not necessarily talking about your boyfriend situation, but just about those painful experiences, to let go of them and to really, 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 really let them go into the soil, bury them in the soil, and allow new growth to come through, because you are someone who is going to be able to rise above. You are someone who is able to overcome. And even though this may seem like a scary card, you're not scared of that. And it seems like too, you're not scared about what's on the other side either. Most people have this great fear of death, and that can really debilitate them and keep them from achieving or doing the things that what they're being called to out of fear. But you're able to look past that fear and really know what's on the other side, and know that our time on this earth is limited, and you really want to go and expand and do all that you can do, all that you can achieve, all that you can be. And so by speaking our highest truth and power, being the death card, which seems kind of weird, your highest power is really your ability to transmute anything into positive. You're able to take any negative situation and find a glimmer of hope in it. And also too, as a hair person, you're dealing with a lot of people spirit energy too, and I'm almost seeing I am seeing sometimes when you touch people's head, you're kind of seeing or feeling that spirit energy around them, and so that's why you really make it a sacred space. And it's okay to be honest with those messages too, and if it comes through to you and it's something that can be of affirmation to your clients, don't be afraid to give them those messages if they are open to it. And don't be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of limiting yourself, or that you're going to be wrong, or that you trust in that gift, because it is a gift. Not everyone has that gift, and as you're not just an artist and a hair person, but you're also a healer. You are bringing healing to people's psyche, to people's your hair is the crown chakra, so you're really working in people's head, people's psychology. So you're also helping them overcome. You're helping them. I'm picturing someone, a woman, perhaps with brunette hair, who had like a really traumatic experience, like her husband died in a car accident or something like that, and I don't know if this has happened or this is going to happen, or maybe this is just what I'm seeing as an example, but I'm seeing her like really releasing a lot of things to you, stuff that she doesn't really tell anyone else because she feels comfortable with you, and you're able to not only transform her physically but also transform her emotionally, see herself as a whole new human, see herself as beautiful when she may have neglected herself, helping her to move on, helping her to overcome. And you're kind of a guide in that way. So that highest truth to power is your ability to transmute and your ability to speak and commune to the other side, and not being afraid of those gifts, or those gifts are there to help you and definitely expand upon that. And if that doesn't resonate with you, I understand. Like I said, I'm just letting everything that comes to mind be spoken, because after this past weekend of doing tarot for literally 40 plus people, I definitely feel like my mind has been open, and now I'm not questioning the things that I see. So anyway, affirming our heart's deepest desire, we have the 3 of Swords. 3 is a number of creativity, of the child, of expansion, and swords are thoughts, words, and actions, the written word, writing, the element of air. It seems like, I'm not sure if you want children or just a family, but there's 2 aspects to this. That could be one of them, where your deepest heart's desire is you really do want a family. You really do want someone who's going to invest in you, you invest in them, and to be able to raise a child into the world, teaching them everything that you know, all of that knowledge, all of that expansion, but also about being a teacher and teaching young people as well as young hairstylists, inspiring them, inspiring others, and teaching them in their own way. Also too, this could indicate like a book of some kind, like you really want to create this book, or create this curriculum, or create this memoir of your experiences, what led you to here, to where you are. That's definitely affirmed at this time. Definitely affirming that creative desire. And then also I'm seeing in what you desire in a partner is someone that you can have that intellectual conversation with, someone that you can talk with. You really enjoy not only the physical intimacy of someone, but also that intellectual intimacy, and being able to talk back and forth, and being able to express yourself intellectually, express yourself through words, express your feelings, your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, all these things, because that's what really lights up your fire, is hearing new, learning new words, learning new phrases, learning poetic ways of saying things that you haven't really thought of before. But definitely, if your desire is to start a book or write a book, definitely start now. Start, 15 minutes a day. Just stream of consciousness, coming into that state of meditative place in the morning for 15 minutes before you start your day, and allowing that to flow. and you don't have to have the answers all at once. You can let it flow. Also, writing your affirmations for yourself. Writing, we have these negative thought patterns that are circling in our head, and we have to affirm ourselves out of that and reprogram our minds. So every day you should be writing your affirmations to yourself. I definitely see that you like writing with, I'm definitely seeing you writing this with a pen on paper. I am worthy of great love. I am a talented human who has a lot to share with the world. I am very knowledgeable and wise. I have so much to offer. I have so much to give. I am worthy. I am valuable. Building up that value in yourself beyond just your career. It seems like your career really defines you, but you have so many things beyond just what you do really well that you're learning and expanding, and you want to constantly be in that state of learning, constantly in that state of expansion, always learning. There's always something new, and it doesn't have to be about your industry. It can be about anything. Learning a new practice, learning Reiki, learning tarot, learning numerology, but definitely stream of consciousness, allowing the words to flow through. You have a lot of ideas coming through, but sometimes you kind of like block them off because you're like, I gotta focus, I don't want to think about that right now, and then you just kind of set on your ways. And this is really affirming that you need to allow that to flow through. You're ready now to be vulnerable. There's a lot that you haven't shared with even some of your closest friends. A lot of stuff about your family, about your mom, about your past, painful experiences that you don't want to share. And now, writing that on a paper, working through it, talking about how you've overcome it, how you've risen above it, how you've found love despite odd circumstances. But create. It's a very creative card. Creative through your words. It's swords too, which is funny because I'm also seeing scissors, but that's like it's all the same. Slicing through, cutting through the bullshit, creating something new. Number 3 is finding our joy and talents. Finding our greatest joy and talents. We have the Knight of Swords. The Knight is a messenger, and the swords are words, thoughts, and actions. This is it again. You've got a lot of messages coming through you. You've got a lot of things that you're seeing. I definitely see that's why you're attracted to what I have to say, because you want affirmation for yourself that you have similar gifts too. We all have those gifts, but some of us are born more open than others in this world and don't, that gifts something that we have inherited from past lives, and now we're coming into another understanding of it. And your greatest joy and your greatest talent is bringing those positive messages to people. And then also the swords being scissors too, like you're transforming someone. And you're transforming someone not only through those scissors, by those shears, by cutting that hair and transforming, but you're also cutting out, the loose ends that people have tied together. People love to come to you not only because you make them beautiful, but also you listen to them and you talk to them and you genuinely care, and people really sense that. Now, some people take advantage of that, and you don't have to give everyone messages that don't respect that, but for those people that you really love and respect and admire, your words really mean a lot to those people. And definitely Jennifer too, you're her protector. That's how she speaks about you, or that's how she first introduced you to me when she was going through her issue with someone else, and you are her protector. You are a guide to her, almost like you're kind of her older sister. I'm feeling like you guys have a very close connection, it seems like, and you like to protect your friends because you know how much words can hurt. You've had a lot of words that were thrown at you when you were younger that were painful, that really were traumatic, and you really absorb those. Now it's time to purge those. Those aren't true. That's not your highest truth. That's not your highest power. And you really encourage others to only speak their truth, only speak their highest power, only encouragement. There's no need to be harshly critical of others. Criticism should be constructive. Criticism should be, this isn't perfect, but this is how we're going to make it better. And you may have made a mistake, but this is how we fix it. It's not a big deal. It's you're cutting through, and you have these positive messages for people, and you really inspire people through your words. You really inspire people. I picture you text a lot of people, and you love to send your friends just little nice notes. You love to send letters to people. That's a really special gift, and that brings you joy. Giving those people positive messages, giving those people things that positive words that you want to share, because you know the power of words. You know how much words can hurt, and then also how much words can uplift. And you constantly want to be that for other people, because you've been on the receiving end of some bad words, and you've known how that affected you, but you've overcome it, and that is your highest truth and power, is your ability to overcome and expand and inspire others through that. Expanding our growth and evolution. We have the Lover's card. Now, people, see the Lovers and they assume that it's about love. It's not necessarily about love. This one's really about choices. We see this man, and he's choosing between two partners. He's choosing between the easy, he's choosing between the easy path and the lustful path, or choosing between the maybe more prudent but long-term vision and goal. And then also being guided above by our angels. So you really need to expand your connection with your guides. You have angels up there, and I'm picturing and this may not be true, but I'm going to say it anyway, like a grandmother, and she was very close to you, but now she's above, and you really feel her in guidance. And growing up too, she's helped you through a lot, and then it was a painful experience to see her go, and then now she's there with you. She's a guide for you, and you have other angels and spirit guides that are there for you also, and they're guiding you on your choices and decisions, and they are giving you intuition. You have intuition. You have gifts of the Spirit, and you are wanting to make the best choice for yourself and your highest life path. Speaking to your ancestors, speaking to your guides, creating that connection with them, and asking them for advice, asking them for guidance, asking them for help. Your guides are speaking to my guides, which is what I'm speaking through, and you've allowed your guides to speak through mine, so that's why I'm getting these messages. And it seems like there's a lot, you've kind of closed off some of that because there's some things you don't want to hear, or it frightens you, or it seems, you question it, but allow it to flow, because that intuition is what's giving you that motivation to move forward, and that motivation to, they're who helped you get to where you are too. You didn't do it alone. You had so many people in this physical realm help you, but you've had so many people on the other side who are helping you too, and they want your highest good. They want you to be on your highest path. They want you to be guided and to expand and to grow and to become the best you that you can be, and constantly bettering yourself. There is no limit that you can reach. You are limitless, and you are constantly expanding, and you are inspiring so many others in the process too. So many young people, and your experience is very unique in all the different avenues of your life, and you have difficult choices to make, not only about love, but also about career, also about, I'm sensing that you want to move, or you might have been planning on moving, or you thought about it for a while, but you're thinking really in the long term. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to find your happiness? And yeah, you're growing, you're expanding. Make the choice that helps you grow, because you want to be more, you want to do more, you want to see more, you want to experience more, you want to take in all that you can. Finding wisdom from the universe is card number 5, and we have the Pope. The Pope is a person of spiritual authority. He's the Hierophant. We see these two figures who are coming to him for guidance, and I'm picturing a temple, like a temple that you went to when you're younger. There's red and gold. It's not a Hindu temple, but I'm not quite sure what it's called. But you really, finding that, number one, finding that temple within yourself, seeking guidance from above, but also there's a higher order to things. Nature is in a harmonious order, and look to let nature be your temple and your guide. And then whatever this, so picturing you having a stick of incense and lighting it, and there's this temple, and it's red, and there's gold, and there's columns, and it's like you're going there to ask you're going there to and this, if this is in another country, you can go there in your mind as well, and you're walking in, you're lighting this incense, and you're asking, give me wisdom, give me clarity, give me help, give me guidance. Ancestors, I ask of you in this time, make my path become clear for me, give me clarity, give me security, give me what I need, and I am ready to grow, I am ready to expand, I am ready to learn, I am ready to achieve, I am ready to move into my next stage of life, and that you are also breaking down the barriers of tradition, of what hasn't served us. There's a lot of really amazing things in spirituality, but also it's really been bastardized by the main organized religions that you may have hesitation with because they didn't affirm you or accept you for you. But you have to look past that. That's not the truth. That's the people speaking. That's not nature or the higher universe speaking. And you are a priest in that temple, and you are a leader in that temple, and you are expanding, and you are learning. You are also a spiritual guide that others are coming to as well. And so you also have to be careful with that position of authority, not to misuse it like you have noticed others misuse it in the past. And to take that pain and wash it away, allow yourself to move forward, allow yourself to learn the truth and take the truth from it and leave what is not true. Because you're the one who's going to discern that personal truth for yourself. And there's a higher order. We are called to come into union with the Spirit and with all those who have come before us and all those who will come after us and all those of us who are here now. We are all part of the one Spirit. We are all part of the one truth. And you know that truth, and you are affirming that truth, and you are growing in that truth. So don't think that you have to reject that all, because you learn some. I'm also seeing a song. It's not in English, so I can't. But like this happy song, your little boy and you're clapping in it, dun 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 dun, something like that. That joy, like you found that joy before in the spirit, but then it's I understand being gay and not having that affirmed, or being considered feminine, not being able to be the masculine that you were supposed to. But that's because you are like you are an androgynous spirit. You are an angel spirit. You know no gender. You look beyond gender. You look beyond sexuality. You look beyond a person's race, but beyond their color, beyond their ethnicity, beyond their language, beyond their dialect, beyond their political beliefs. You are able to look past that and see the person there, and you are able to see the unity in all of that. And you love serving others and being of service to others, and you are a spiritual servant. You are a priest in your temple. You've created a temple space that is your salon area. It's a temple space. You are inviting others to come through and become spiritually transformed through your work, and that is part of the higher order. And you found that and affirm that and grow into that. That's the wisdom from the universe saying this is your highest calling. Your highest calling is not just, you're beyond a hairstylist. You're a spiritual teacher. You are a bringer of knowledge and trust those higher messages. And you got to go back to, there's some temple. Let me know if this means something to you, because if not, I really don't know what I'm seeing. But this temple, it's red, there's gold, there's incense sticks, there's little pagoda type things with like little puppets or little figurines, like ancestors. They're little ancestor things. And it might have been a place, and you can go back in your mind too, but if you can go physically, it'll be a transformative experience, because you kind of rejected that, and when you go back, or now when you're going back in your mind, you're finding the truth of that, leaving behind what others have told you, because those are false words. You are your own priest, and you're the one who determines that truth for yourself. So I hope this reading was helpful. A lot of intuitive things coming in, and you were coming into a new stage of understanding and expansion, and you're going to be able to be a guide for others. And this is an experience. These are all experiences that are tempering you, not just in love, but also in business, and also in just your personal acceptance of you. And there's a part of you that you feel like you have to hide, or sometimes you go into public and you kind of shut a certain side of yourself, or you have this tendency to assert your, I'm picturing you being very uncomfortable around bros, and you feel like you have to assert your masculine, like kind of hide that more feminine side of yourself in order to be more welcomed. But you don't have, there is no longer hiding. You don't have to hide your spiritual gifts. You don't have to hide the past. You don't have to hide your pain. That vulnerability is going to help you expand, and others expand too. Anyway, I got a lot of messages. I'm very interested if this resonated with you or not. Please let me know. And I wish you the very best. You are expanding, you are growing. I look very much forward to meeting you in person in this lifetime. And please wish Jennifer wonderful, good things as well. Thank you for being her protector. She means a lot to me. She is a really good friend, and I'm glad that we have come back into touch, because it's been a while since we have talked, and everything happened for a reason. Thank you very much for reaching out to me. I hope that this can be of positive message for you, and I hope that you can grow and expand and become the greatest you that you can be.